What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Lucas Yawns. I mean, games are hard. I am your host, Stephen Riley, joined by the best beard in the whole goddamn business, Sleepy Peters.
I haven't had caffeine in over 24 hours.
On his left, we have the indubious Roberto. I brought it back.
You didn't bring it all back.
You didn't bring it all back.
Roberto Javier Esqueras el Tigre.
There you go.
His name was said with such loathing from the bandits across the West. I want to read some interesting news, and if anyone want to talk about it, we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
And we'll cut out all the boring shit, so you don't have to hear it. Psychonauts 2 is a game I'm very excited about, being published by Fig. Robert, let me tell you about Fig. For those of you who don't know, Fig is a new crowdsourcing platform that actually gives a return on investment to people who invest into a game. So, say you invest $500, the game sells $2 million, you get like $2,500.
Is this really crowdfunding? Because I feel like the whole thing behind crowdfunding is a different model. This is investment.
True.
Okay.
They do also have like a traditional
Okay,
crowdfunding.
yeah, I guess
With tiers, and then you
portion.
get the game or something.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about Psychonauts 2. Psychonauts 1 was one of the first games I ever played on my aunt's PC.
Can you give a quick rundown? I've heard of Psychonauts before. I don't really know what it is.
So Psychonauts was a game released for GameCube, original Xbox, PS2 from Tim Schafer. He was the mind behind a lot of early text adventure games like Grim Fandango, Full Throttle, Day of the Tentacle. And in Psychonauts you play as Raz, who's this kid who goes to like mind-bending camp or whatever. And so like it's basically a whole game where you're going into people's brains to help them confront like their issues that they're dealing with using different platforming challenges in their brain, actually going over their issues and stuff, right? Does that make sense?
It's just like a solid third-person platform, nothing particularly like mechanically interesting? Or?
Mechanically, I found it really interesting to like go back in time and you can like mess with things and
Okay. Nothing
love
like
it.
stands out. Just
It's-
a solid third-person
it's considered
platform.
one of the seminal one of those titles, you know, that like
Yeah.
throughout history defined and made Double Fine a company, and now they've released some of the most acclaimed games of all time, like Costume Quest, Broken Age, Brutal Legend. Yeah, I'm very excited for Psychonauts 2. Oh my god, Psychonauts 1 meant like in Steven's history of playing games, Psychonauts was like, oh wait, let's get that shot. The mountain of awesome.
Oh,
You feel?
okay.
I see.
Stardew Valley is getting a physical collector's edition. I'm still amazed how successful this game is. It's still blowing up. It's getting like, it has a solid like with like hundreds and hundreds of reviews, 5 stars on Xbox Live Store. Like I've never seen that before. It's always a bunch of 5 stars, a little bit in the middle, and then a bunch of 1 stars because people just want to hate it or they want to tell you how much they love it. But universally, people love Stardew Valley. And this guy Eric, he's multi-millionaire. It's incredible. This story of Stardew Valley is like incredible.
It's what's it called? I think it's based off of
Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon. Is it like essentially Harvest Moon? Just
With better characters. Oh, you should play it, Lucas.
I'm like considering getting it if it's like really like people are blowing it up this much. Although people like it, you compare it to Undertale a lot, and I was like, Undertale's alright.
They're very different
I know they're
games.
different games. I'm just saying like that was blown up, and you know everyone said it's great, and so eventually Lucas had it, so I didn't have to pay for it. So, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like I could be just as disappointed with Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley is much, much more successful than Undertale by a long shot. And that has a lot to do with the gameplay. It's just so solid.
Also for the
Okay.
fact that it's on multiple different platforms.
That is very
Well,
true.
still-
Whereas Undertale was stuck on PC and Steam.
Probably also it's a little more replayable.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Highly-
Oh, yeah.
And then so the community stays alive
Infinitely.
longer.
Yep. And
okay.
they're so great about updating and promoting it, and they're gonna add multiplayer soon. Whereas Toby Fox with Undertale, he's like, "It's out. I'm done. I'm not talking to anybody."
Yeah.
IGN asked him for a press package. He sent them like a Comic Sans GIF of Undertale's the best game ever.
That's good.
Like you could tell it's very different.
Okay. Yeah.
Nintendo president Tatsumi Kimishima
Kimishima. Yeah.
has explained that the company will add VR support to the Switch if they can resolve one issue of comfort over long periods of use.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
stay tuned.
I still believe. Well, actually, no. It's hitting well in Japan, so I see it happening. And I don't see it coming to North America though. I don't see.
I could see. You know how they do like light. They did like a DS Lite. They did new 3DS. I could see new Switch. You know, like light Switch, launching with VR. You know. But
unless it's just like you put that thing in a headset and
that thing's too big. That thing's too big, Lucas.
No.
It's putting an iPad on your face.
Yeah.
Lucas
What
was
do you
there at the
think
event.
What do you think an Oculus is?
An Oculus is 2 little screens.
It's too for demo, in order for testing it. They
Like the old Oculus, like the big HDK with the big rectangle.
it
was that, but the new one is much smaller.
Yeah, but the HDK
I would say
was still
a third the size of Switch's screen.
People were still developing it using a Galaxy Note.
And then they realized that
huge.
was impossible,
To
and
ship.
they made the final one actually an appropriate size. So I don't see
Lucas,
the Switch.
You held a Switch in your hand. How
Yes.
big is it? Show the screen. Show the
Okay.
how big is this? Put
It's
put
the
a
screen
rectangle
size.
on the screen.
The screen
just the
size.
screen. Just the screen. Just put a rectangle.
But the
Okay.
screen's not what you're strapping to your face. You have to consider the whole thing.
But
in addition to what's wrapping
just
around
the
it.
actual Switch console.
the actual Switch console is about the same size as the gamepad screen. I don't
See
have
that
any
and
proper
a little
frame
bit
of
of
reference.
a little bit of
You just switch it into a headset. You put on the headset.
yeah, just a little bit of structural support around that thing, and I feel like it would.
Structural support, proper splitting of the screens, lenses inside. That's all you need for the
Yeah,
VR.
if they do it that way, it's not a hardware thing; it's just a software thing.
Yeah.
But if it's a hardware thing, I don't see it coming to North America. I see it only being in Japan.
The other thing with VR is you have to hit 60 frames in each eye to avoid motion sickness, and the Switch can't do that.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah,
Can the Switch hit 120 frames?
The Switch can hit 60 frames.
But that has to be doubled, right? Because that's 60 in each eye.
Why would?
I don't think
It can do Mario Kart 2-player 60 frames per second, which is essentially two separate screens hitting 60 frames per second. So it can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The games will have to be built for it, but yeah.
We might see VR on the Switch.
And it'll already come with motion controllers.
That's true.
Because the Switch got the Joy-Cons. It seems perfect. It's a great setup for VR.
They're coming out with Rocket League toy cars. I'm gonna buy all these. I'm gonna buy all these.
I'm
was
this
buy
recent?
all these. This
Are these
How recent?
These
is
aren't
this?
RC though, right? They're just like
No, so this came out February 2nd, last week.
It took them how many years?
1 year.
From games release.
2000.
From games release. It was I swear it was 2015.
Yeah, it was 2015.
So
Rocket League's a long burn though.
2 years at least.
July 7th, 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't pick up until a year ago.
Oh, it launched huge. For new.
Yeah,
It launched on PS4.
It launched as a PS Plus free game.
Yeah.
So it was instantly
Okay.
20 million downloads right there. It was
don't
nuts. Anyway, I'm gonna get these. I'm excited. Nintendo canceled Project Giant Robot.
Expected.
Don't know what that was.
When I looked at that on E3, it was just like
What was the demo for that?
it was they had Star Fox Guard, right?
Yeah.
Which was just Project Guard at the time.
Yeah.
And then at the same time they had Project Giant Robot, where you used the gamepad sticks, and so you're the torso of your robot was moved by the gyro sensing of the gamepad, and then you punch by flicking the sticks.
So
And you could shoot as well. You could look at the gamepad and shoot.
that initial description was arms without motion controls.
Actually,
They might have taken the idea and then just run with it.
I could see that slowly merging into ARMS. Did you see the thing that came out about ARMS, the beginning of ARMS development?
No.
Oh, something
what
came
should I
up
look
recently, and it was saying how they were struggling with making a fighting game in third person, where your camera is behind the fighter, right? Because it's hard to find depth.
That's just Pokken.
Yeah.
Wait,
Well,
isn't that behind them?
Yeah.
No, well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
Poken's
is.
behind them.
yeah, but
Yeah, but anyways,
slightly offset
that's
it,
not
but still.
Nintendo. That's a
Pokemon
Pokemon company and
Tecmo.
Tecmo. So Nintendo was trying to make a fighting game apparently, or they had a whole bunch of prototypes for different games. And one of them was a fighting game in third person. And so how they did it is they said, Well, what if every one of your shots lands? It's just based on timing, and so they made it so that you're further away, so it's easy to control your. Once you punch, you can steer your punch, and then it's easier to hit your opponents. But then it's all based on timing. Apparently, that's what they were trying to do. So I don't know if that was like Project Giant Robot was the start of that or not, but.
I always love to hear about like games that turned into other games at studios. Like some of the stories. Like
I'm really glad that changed because Project Giant Robot just looked awful.
I would have loved to be able to fly on the wall at Square Enix when like they had to rip the whole Final Fantasy 13 apart and make Final Fantasy 15, or like
They had to redo
Until
14.
Dawn started as a PlayStation Move game for the PlayStation 3, and it became the PS4 action choose your own adventure thing. I would love to see like the original. Lukas, Terry Crews wants to be the next voice in Overwatch, and his auditions are blessed. His auditions,
Please, I wish.
Terry Crews,
I
ascend down
wish.
from your place on Mount Olympus and
I
grace
wish
us
he would
with your
become a new
voice.
hero.
He's auditioning for Doomfist. For those of you who know, the one of the payloads you escort is like the fist thing from the guy. And I don't know the lore enough, but he wants to be that guy. He wants to be that guy, and I for one think they should let him.
Please.
Give the fans what they want. Make Terry Crews' day.
They seem
Record him reacting to getting the news. I want to see that too.
they seem to be like listening to their fans. So
No, their fans really don't want gay characters. They don't want you to stop putting the Harambe memes on Reddit. They don't want you to do all this shit, but they just keep doing it because they're Blizzard and they can do whatever they want.
wait, what?
When
Who's doing what here?
Blizzard came out and said Tracer was canonically gay, they got
Okay.
so much hate on their forums, on their Twitter, on Facebook.
But did they not get also a lot of support?
Yeah,
So
not as much as the hate. Not nearly as much as the hate they got for that.
Okay, I don't know. And they don't like Harambe memes? Or is it just you that doesn't like Harambe
I
memes?
hate Harambe memes.
So
Jeff Kaplan can shove
See,
a Harambe
this,
meme up
this
his
is
ass.
this is what I was saying is that they're like supporting Harambe memes, so they'll probably this is a meme. Terry Crews is a meme.
Oh,
so,
Terry Crews is the memiest of memes. He's the
I don't know
meatiest.
about that.
The meatiest, juiciest of memes. Hideo Kojima has shared his thoughts on the Nintendo Switch. He said, "You might be familiar with the fact that for our previous game I did, we had a specification we called transfarring." Robert, can you explain to me what transfarring is? Because I have
Is this, like,
absolutely no idea.
not transferring.
What is transfarring?
I remember reading this.
Is this like
Someone tell me what transfarring is?
So it was a feature for PS3 and PSP where
Oh,
like,
you
you're
take the
supposed to, like-
saves back and forth.
Yeah, it saves back and forth. You take your home console game and play it on the go, like the same identical game, like same save file, take it on the go. This
Oh.
is like the next
So
evolutionary
this-
step.
And that worked out
Switch.
great for the Vita, so stay tuned for Switch's launching sales.
Yeah,
I mean, at least with this, it's instantaneous. It's not like some connection has to be made.
That's true.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is the same platform.
Also, it's Nintendo making the handheld games.
I played Sly Cooper 4 on the go, and I love that.
I'm not saying that Sony handheld games are bad. I'm just saying that Nintendo handheld games are significantly more.
But PlayStation
successful.
had third-party support for
Yeah,
these cross-save
I
games.
mean, Nintendo has a decent amount.
Yeah, you can play Skyrim if you haven't yet.
I haven't yet.
I haven't.
GameStop employees have
So
shared.
that's 2 for 3.
have shared. You're
What's
both.
the issue?
You're both not indicative of the general
And look,
gaming
you're not even
population.
buying a Switch. So
So-
100% of
Done.
people who buy a Switch will buy Skyrim.
Lucas
and then
isn't buying a Switch either,
and-
and he
Are
sure
you
as hell
kidding
not
me?
gonna buy
I'm buying
Skyrim.
Switch. I'm buying.
Are you gonna buy Skyrim for your Nintendo Switch?
on sale?
7 years after it came out.
Sure.
Not
If
even
it's
the
on
special
sale.
edition.
If it's on sale,
you don't know about the
No,
special
we don't,
edition.
but
or
I'm
not.
pretty sure.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I probably won't get Skyrim, but I'm just saying that like, there's people who haven't played Skyrim, and there's lots of people who really, really like Skyrim and would like to play it on the go. So
Not the Venn diagram of people who want to play Skyrim on the go and people who want to drop 500 on a Switch. It's a sliver.
it's definitely not like
It's a
Skyrim
sliver.
on the go. The amount of people who are like Skyrim on the go, I'm gonna Switch just for that. That's
Get an
very
NVIDIA
low.
Shield, and then you already have all your Steam games. And
But
stuff.
that requires you need to be on LAN with your PC in the same room or same network. So that's not really on
I
the
go
go.
play it
That's more
on
of
the
on a
plane.
giant tether.
So get a laptop, whatever.
But
GameStop
that's
employees
expensive.
have shared their fear for their jobs.
Uh-oh.
This is from Kotaku. I was reading about this.
This is like higher ups in the company, is that right?
No, like people handing the games over the counter, like at the shops.
Okay. I guess everyone's in the same sort of position.
There's a couple like avenues to this story. Like the one I remember reading was this guy was like, we were told that if a game is discounted, so for example, if Watch Dogs is $50 instead of $80, we're told even if we have it new that we're supposed to tell them we don't have it new and sell them the used version instead. Like that was an email GameStop employees got, which is ludicrous. And that guy speaking up has like got a bunch of other GameStop employees to speak up about like just generally unhealthy,
I've heard of all this stuff sort of before.
So this is a quote from an assistant manager at a GameStop. He's like, "You're absolutely right when they talk to us about lying to our guests. None of us like to do it, but we're all scared for our jobs."
Is it okay? So is this about GameStop failing and then like a whole bunch of people being out of a job, or is this about them having to do things that they don't like doing?
Having the things that they don't like doing just to keep their job.
Okay.
The whole scared about digital space is its own thing, and they're countering that with like toys and T-shirts and pop figure pieces of garbage.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's a job.
Go to Microplay.
It's
Microplay's
yeah.
better.
I mean, if I totally say don't support GameStop. If you're a buyer, don't support them. But
Go to Microplay.
but
Microplay's my dudes. You know?
if you are an employee, I mean, I understand like you have to get work somewhere.
Oh,
but,
can you hook me up with that discount?
But
that sweet discount.
But I gotta say, like, I mean, that's your job. Like, every job has its disadvantages, right? So
yeah, but there's something about your company telling you to lie to customers that you draw the line at.
I don't know.
What have you had to do for your job?
I'm not gonna say it,
Sit
but
there and
I have done things that
Things Robert's not proud of.
I don't think should have been done.
Rock Band 4 hurt Mad Catz a lot, and I love this because I don't really like Mad Catz. I think they make crappy third-party equipment, and I'd like to see them go under. Is that mean of me to say?
But they make
My
third-party
mouse is
equipment.
nice.
Is that mean of me to say?
No.
I'd totally be okay if Mad Catz didn't exist.
I don't know,
But
my
then who
mouse
would
is
replace
nice.
them?
What?
Who would replace them?
No one. We would just have.
First-party stuff at full price.
It's always
Not
gonna be
a
full price.
discount.
Do you think PlayStation looks at Mad Catz and decides the price of their DualShock 4 based on like
But
the Mad
if
Catz
you're-
DualShock 4?
if you didn't have
It's
the
not even
money,
a
you need an
DualShock
extra
4.
controller. You're not looking for DualShock 4. You're looking for another controller.
We're talking about luxury consumer electronics. If you have enough money for these consoles,
I bought a $20 GameStop Xbox 360 controller
I
for my
bought
computer.
a $20
I'm not-
GameCube controller
I'm
from
not
GameStop,
shilling out $60 for a new 360
and it was literally
controller.
garbage.
You kidding me?
Third party
It lasted me years
yeah.
until the joystick fell
I mean,
apart.
garbage.
Mad Catz mouse.
Yes.
Deadmau5?
They're mice. I don't know. I like them.
Mad Catz should
I
partner with Deadmau5. Cats and Mouse.
Okay, I don't know. But I haven't used their like controllers, so
They're garbage.
I can't.
They feel like
I
crap.
can't say anything to that.
Oh, did you read this one?
No.
Blizzard banned like 20,000 Overwatch players in one day in South Korea. I love it. I love it.
It's true.
I love it.
It's
Don't
fair.
cheat.
Yep.
All right, here's one. I love Devolver Digital, Hotline Miami, Not a Hero. The clown game Text Adventure is really good. They do good shit. And at GDC, they have opened up a section of the show floor just for games that developers affected by Trump's Muslim ban couldn't show themselves because they weren't allowed into the country, even though they bought GDC tickets, bought plane tickets, but because the executive order just forbid them from entering the country, they were out like the 5G for the whole convention. Nothing they could do about that. So Devolver Digital, like, send us the build of your game, we'll teach someone how to demo it, we'll put it up at a station and pitch it to people, because that's what you couldn't do because Trump hates Muslims. And this is great. I love this. This is a really good story. This is like a warm your heart story, you know? Devolver Digital does good shit. There's like a war between them and E3, because like Devolver always tries to get a booth in E3 and then they end up being in the parking lot, so they like get blocked off with like other cars, and so they put up a big balloon, and like it's fun. They're great. Follow Fork Parker on Twitter. He's really great. They do good shit, and I love Devolver so much. They mean so much to me. Titan Souls, that's another good one. Titan Souls is great. One arrow, only boss fights. Once you shoot your arrow, you have to go pick it up again. It's great. Oh, it's great. It's so
It's
good.
like me in a Nerf fight.
Enter the Gungeon? Was that Devolver? That was Devolver. Enter the Gungeon?
Yeah.
They're doing another game called, they publish games. They don't make these games. They're publishing a game called Minute, where you have
yeah.
60 seconds until you die, and you can go into the. It's like a Zelda type top-down world. You have 60 seconds to die, and you slowly figure things out, and you carry your save over each life. You carry your stuff over. You gotta figure out what's going on. That one looks cool.
That sounds annoying, but alright.
That was everything interesting in games I noticed the past couple of weeks.
There's one thing I found.
What's one thing you found?
What's it called? Tumbleseed. That was it. This looks actually really good. So this is some like game that
Talk to me about it.
I don't know who's developing. Someone's developing Tumbleseed.
Tumbleseed? Yeah, look it
Yeah,
up.
you look up Tumbleseed. But they're originally like all the other platforms, and then they just recently came out with saying that they're going to port it to Switch, and they're going to support the HD Rumble. And this is where I see HD Rumble, because like I mean the 1-2 Switch has whatever like that's a demo.
You can feel the tit.
Yeah, that's the demo.
You can actually feel the tit.
The
tit.
I mean
The
that's
titty.
not usually
The
what
teat.
they
The teat?
call.
Oh, sorry, the teat.
Cow udders, but sure.
No, you grab it by the teat.
Okay, but anyways.
A roly roguelike.
Yeah, so you I see that as a
I
tech
saw
demo.
this. I saw this.
But
oh my god.
The 1-2 Switch is a tech demo for HD Rumble, right? But this, it's support. What's happening in this game is you're controlling these two pegs essentially that hold this like vertical stick across the screen, and a ball will roll depending on if one side is higher than the other. And so what I see in HD Rumble is that
it's
you
like those...
feel the ball rolling down
but it's like those old box puzzles where you had to keep the ball from falling into the hole. It's just that 2D.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I feel like this is a lot better 2D. But being able to feel that ball rolling, I feel like that's gonna feel really good.
I can't wait to feel all the balls, Robert. I'm gonna feel so many balls.
Yeah, in 1-2 Switch, you'll
feel
feel it
the
all.
ball.
And,
Put
in
the
this,
balls in
You
my
really
hand,
do feel the
Nintendo.
balls,
Put the balls
it's
in
not
my
even an
hand.
exaggeration. You really do feel the balls.
Put them in Lucas's mouth.
Question is, are you playing it like this, or are you playing it like with one Joy-Con, like this?
I'm assuming in the Tumble Seed, you're actually controlling how high each of the things are with a joystick.
And then
it's not tilt.
And then you'd feel okay.
But you'd feel the thing rolling down. I think that's gonna really feel amazing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. And I feel like this is the future of the HD Rumble. Stuff like this.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Have you played Fire Emblem Heroes?
Briefly.
Because I have. It's fun.
Save that for when we have people that want to talk about
Pull
it.
Tori on the show.
It's Fire Emblem
Good Shane,
both Gachapon. I mean, I don't know how else.
Talk about with people who are interested, Lucas.
Okay.
Fire Emblem is a great franchise, though.
Are hype cycles too long for games?
Okay.
Yes. Next question.
Topic show number 2. What would be the best game based on an original Netflix show?
Let
me start.
Literally can't talk about this, just so you know. If you guys want to take that away, you can, but I can't talk about this at all because I don't watch any Netflix. Just I'll go and do other stuff.
No, Robert, stay. Talk to me. Have you seen Stranger Things?
No.
House of Cards?
No.
Marco Polo?
No.
Orange is New Black?
No.
Sensei.
Topic of the show number 3.
I'm fine with talking about the hype cycles, but
Yeah,
if Lucas is
here's how you release a game. It's June. You put out a trailer at E3 announcing the game. It comes out in October. It's perfect. That's what Fallout 4 did. That's what Watch Dogs 2 did. That's how you do a game. That's what they did with GTA 5 pretty much. It was a little bit longer than that. What you don't do is you get a bunch of people excited and hyped about your game, like your Cuphead or Below or any of these games. You come out and you're at every E3 for 4 years, and I don't care anymore. I really don't. You could release it and I've moved on. I want to play Cuphead. Looks great. Looks really fun. Looks hard as hell. I want to play Below. I really don't care anymore. That's what you don't do. What do you think?
Yeah, you definitely do lose something.
I'm pro 6 month
I gotta say though,
Boom.
what Smash Bros did, there was a whole year and a half, right? They showed it off E3, showed it off the next the playable at the next E3, and it launched at that year that it was playable. and they had constant updates through that whole thing.
And even after, their post content for Smash was amazing.
I mean, yeah, I feel that doesn't relate to the hype cycle, but I mean, it does. But like, I mean, that's a whole other side of things.
Year and a half was still a bit too long for me.
Really, like with all those updates and stuff, like I was constantly getting hyped about new things in that. The one thing though is that I don't like. It was okay with Smash Bros. Because you sort of know what to expect, but with Pokemon, what they do is I don't know. They show it. Usually, they show if they're releasing one at the end of the year, which they always release them at the end of the year. They show it.
No, didn't they release one in the spring?
Way back. Like that was Black and White was the last one they released in the spring.
When they tried to.
How did that go?
But what they do is they announce it like, here's a new Pokemon game. They show off the legendaries. They show the starters, and I think that's good. I'd maybe save it for maybe summer showing it off. I don't know. A year's not awful, but all right. But then they keep revealing new Pokemon, just keep revealing new Pokemon, and I don't want to see those before I actually play the game. And so I don't like it when that happens. But the way Smash Bros.
There's different ways to release content.
Yeah.
I mean, with Smash, it doesn't matter because all the characters are going to be there.
Well, like for a bunch of people, that was like the thing for Corrin.
I know. I don't like that. I don't like that. That was just dumb though. What I'm saying is, for the most part,
Give the shot. You always have for the shot.
For the most part, that you should just never in a game that's drawing from other games release a character that hasn't actually released in any other game.
Like Dante in PlayStation All Stars.
All Stars was its own clusterfuck, right?
That was like marketing. Like all of that was BioShock Infinite wasn't out for months, and they had they had
Stage.
Columbia.
Yeah, they had Columbia.
What?
God, I was so hyped for that game.
Makes no sense.
Yes. All Stars came out in November, and then
it came out in like
March.
February, yeah.
March, yeah. I remember because
Like,
I got the
what?
collector's edition, and I buckled it into my back seat. It's like, if this moves an inch, I am burning down the city.
Oh man!
What a great.
I mean,
great
what's
idea.
a game that like took forever? Like they showed at every E3.
Cuphead.
No, but it has come out.
Final Fantasy 15, Until Dawn, Last Guardian.
This is the other thing about like these huge like third-party games. Like I sort of understand Cuphead, but like for them to have
Cuphead's not huge. There's like
exactly. I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying
okay,
like for these other huge ones, is that to have something showable at E3 that actually means anything. That means that like you're working with things when it actually released. Like something that you worked on 3 years ago is like
That
it's
was-
a little bit dated.
That
right?
was the issue with the original Watch Dogs. You look at the original E3 demo for Watch Dogs 1 compared to the final game, it's a joke. It's a joke.
You have these like people that you had to like separate from the main development so that they can build this E3 showable demo.
yeah.
And then what happens? What happens to that?
Same thing happened to Rainbow Six Siege. You look at that first demo, and then there's a great video where have you seen this video where they break down Ubisoft E3 trailer and then put the exact scene from the trailer in the game after it?
Is that
Night and
footage
day.
from on console?
Night and day. No. This is the E3 demo
versus
I think they used the PC.
Okay.
The PC version of
If
Watch
they did,
Dogs.
if they did like the highest, okay, the Watch Dogs settings, like you were able to like go into the config file and change things so that that looked a lot like very much closer to the E3 demo. Like it was turned off to like save on performance or to be on par with the consoles, which makes no sense. Like I don't know why they would want to like do that. Like I guess they'd want to do that then because like it was like a Sony thing, right? They got like a bunch of backing from Sony, didn't they?
For what?
For Watch Dogs.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they got like a ton of backing from Sony, and so I'm assuming that they would want to like bring down the best like the best looking version of the game to like be on par with the system.
It's night and day.
Like literally night and
Literally
day.
night and day.
No, but
like the one is a night
much-
scene and one
much
is
darker.
evening scene.
no, but they're supposed to be at the same time.
They're supposed to be the same time, which is the joke that Ubisoft downgrades.
Tap on it or something.
Best way to release games, Bethesda's been killing it lately. You come out at E3, even a couple months before. It was a couple months before with Fallout 4. They had that teaser. Nothing. E3, one like half an hour just spiel about everything. Get hyped. couple trailers throughout the summer, game launched in the fall. That's how you do it. They're doing the same thing with
But
Prey.
What,
They
what
did
if
this-
you're not launching in the fall?
if you're not launching in the fall?
But you didn't hear about
Just-
anything from Bethesda for years.
See, some people do.
And then they did that shit.
Exactly.
So,
But
like,
now
the
they're doing
problem
it.
is
Now
that,
now they have a plan. Like we didn't hear Bethesda came out at E3 like, oh, they're doing E3 for Fallout 4. This is the biggest game of all time. And they're like, that's it. That's their E3. But they came back the next year, and they're gonna come back
announced
this
what?
year. I bet. Prey, Quake Champions, Elder Scrolls card game, Dishonored 2, teased Wolfenstein.
which they are.
But I'm just saying they have it down. And last year was Dishonored, the year before was Fallout, this year's Prey, where they had that announcement. It's out in May, so that was another. They do like a spring game and a fall game. Their other spring game was Wolfenstein, spring game was Doom, fall game was Dishonored. Spring game was this year's Prey. I assume the fall game will be Quake Champions or whatever. Bethesda's nailing it, is all I'll say.
What do you think of Nintendo releasing their smaller games day of announcement?
I feel like that's just sending the game out to die, you know. Give me 2 weeks to get excited. Do what Inside did.
But like, if like you only need that footage to just like be like, I'm sold. Oh, it's out now. Let's get it. Like,
Or is
that's
it
all I need.
is this an incentive to watch directs? Is it actually they're using the game to advertise the directs?
I think that would be really dumb. But
Because
I don't know.
if you sit down to every direct and say, okay, at the end of this, there's going to be a game that's launching right now. I want to know if I want that game, right?
I refresh IGN in an hour.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's not a great way to do what Inside did. Inside had a trailer at E3. It was out 2 weeks later. You got a discount for pre-ordering it. $3-4 off. Perfect. I love that. I love when a studio comes out like, hey, we know you're the people who actually care about our game because you were reading up about it and you want to pre-order. On PlayStation Plus, you get a discount on your pre-order.
They don't give you a discount because you're the people who care about the game. They give you a discount because the
But
higher
that's
the
what it
game
feels
sell,
like. That's
the
what it
higher the
feels
game
like.
sells
That's why I
before
love it.
people actually know what the game is, the more likely, regardless of the quality of the game, that more people will be talking about the game and they'll get more.
And if I
feedback.
know your game's a quantified product, like I know what Limbo was, I know what Inside is. You got me for Inside. I don't care if it's garbage. I need to play it. Overcooked.
Yeah.
I didn't need to know anything about that game other than that one trailer. I was gonna buy it.
Yeah, I understand. Like, I mean,
Like-
I would
like,
only
it's
pre-order
not- like, I
things
don't-
that I know I'm gonna buy either way.
And that's a special thing that has to be done on PlayStation's end. Like they don't do that for any game, right? They have to know your game's good before they do that discount pre-order. Like Flame in the Flood, Overcooked, Abzu, all these games. That's how you do it. If you're a small game, Nintendo does that. You do the direct out in a week, get it for 10% off retail normal price if you buy it today.
Yeah,
That's the
they
best
do
way to do it.
Launch sales.
I don't like, and it's available now. I'm like, no.
Not the horse solitaire.
Never played that.
Well, okay. Well, that's like, okay, you can toss that. Like, what? That was dumb.
The Box
That was
Boy
very
was
dumb.
right, and then
Box Boy was a day and date?
I think it was.
Yes.
That game was huge.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Stay and date.
Yeah, and I think there's the Amiibo one, which wasn't like it was all right. The Amiibo minis on the move.
Oh, the Donkey Kong, Mario vs. Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
That's our opinion on hype cycles. This has been Games Are Hard. I'm Stephen. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Lucas, for being here. Go to sleep.
No.
Thanks, Robert, for being here. Give me a handshake.